So, welcome back. All right, so today, this isn't really a traditional video where I can give value on freelancers and give value on what I do as a business and just like cook for you guys. This week, really, I was struggling on what to talk about today. And I tend to have these creative blocks all the time. And I was like, what should I talk about? What should I talk about? What should I talk about? And my editor, today's a Tuesday. And normally I had to give my videos to my editor on a Sunday. So I'm like 3 days late. But because I just couldn't decide what to talk about. The YouTube was going well, etc. But I was like, I was having a conversation with my dad, and we were just talking about kind of like my journey, working business, my journey not going to university. We're just having like a 2-hour conversation, me and my dad, and some snippets and some conversation that we had with me and my dad. I was like, why can't I just not talk about what we talked about and give you guys some value and give you guys some context on how I am. And how I got to where I am right now, even though I'm nowhere near as successful as I want to be. But still, I just want to kind of give you guys I would love to have this video for the younger me. And you guys probably guessed for the title, I'm basically going to be talking about essentially the challenges that you're going to have as somebody who is from a traditional household. Me, I'm Moroccan, right? So I'm Moroccan, raised by a loving household, a caring household. But a household where everybody kind of wants to go to university, right? Me, I was the black sheep where I kind of took the other route and went the most unorthodox online money. Like, who would have thought, like, not going to university is bad enough. I'm making money online, that's even worse, right? And just talk about the challenges I faced. The challenges, the stuff that you should expect to happen in your life while you're going through this new journey. So yeah, I don't no more yapping. Let's get straight into the video. Today will be more chilled, more calm. I'm just in the office waiting for one of my clients who's able to come in, and I hope to do no editing. I hope to have no cuts. Yeah, let's get straight into it. So give you guys a little bit of context, right? My nationality is I'm Moroccan. I came to the UK in 2013 from Italy. I didn't really speak English at all. To this day, I'm still learning new stuff from the English grammar. So I speak 3 languages. I speak Arabic, I speak Italian, and I speak English. Right? Sometimes things can get a bit mumbled. Okay, shit happens. So I moved in year 6. I skipped a year, and I was in year 6. I have to learn English basically a year, which is already a challenge. Right? So anyway, that's a little bit of background who I am. And we'll talk about my dad a lot. My dad is one of my biggest inspirations. My dad's more than a father to me. He's like a best friend, right? So I'm gonna talk a lot about my dad because he's the one that pushes a lot. From young, he was pushing education, university, the whole, you got to work hard to make money. Look at these people out, in the offices, etc. They all make money. They all had to kind of they all studied. They all went to the best university. They all studied, And I was just raised in this mindset, study university, college, work, stay till 30 years old, etc. There's nothing bad about it. And that's what I thought was right at the time. That's what I wanted to do, right? But honestly, me as a person, I was always different. I was always different how I think. I was always different how I act. I was always different who I am as a person. I believe I'm different than everybody else. And if you know me personally, on a personal level, other people tell you exactly the same thing. But I just think different on, I don't know, I feel like I have a different brain than most people. But and from young, I was like, I just don't want to do this. From young, I don't want to, there must be a better path out there than going to work every single day, etc. Right? So when it came to me kind of having this other factor of when I grew up, etc., I wanted to get into entrepreneurship. Right? If you guys want to know more context, watch this video right here to know more about the actual nitty-gritty. But essentially, I made my first money online. I wanted to kind of not go to university. I kind of wanted to do my own thing, do entrepreneurship. And I'll be completely honest with you guys, making that decision, making that risk at such a young age, taking that risk at such a young age, especially when your family's Moroccan, your family have been raising you to go to university from the start. Your family are the ones that they push you to do well academically, right? And you tell them yo, no, I'm good, it's completely different, especially when something they haven't heard before, or something where they haven't got a reference to go to, where they can say, this person done this, okay, maybe my son could do that same thing. They have no references. It was literally, I'm the first person tell them, I don't want to go to university, I want to start a business by myself. And keep in mind, I was 17 or 16 at the time or whatever. It must have been a shock to them because like I said, they have no references where they can say, this person built an online business, this person done this, now look where he is. There was no blueprint, okay? So as you can guess, when I first said that, it was a shock. It was instant, no, you're not doing that, And it kind of made me resent, like, no resent is a strong word, but it kind of made me, the connection between me and my family was kind of separated a bit. Not because of the love, and it wasn't anything they done to me, it's because I didn't feel like they supported me on my journey. I didn't really feel like they kind of understood me, right? But then again, looking back in hindsight, like I said, it was a shock to these guys. It was a shock to my mom and my dad, right? It's not like I had all the siblings where they'd done something like this and it's fine. For example, because I've done what I've done and I do what I do, my sisters can now go about building a business and it'll be completely fine for them. It wouldn't be no stress, no headache, no nothing, because my parents saw me build a business, essentially, that is successful. So they know, okay, your brother done this, you can go to him for advice. And when I made that decision, it was like a year or two of one of the worst things that kind of happened. Like I was, like physically exhausted, mentally exhausted. It was tough because we're the black sheep of the family. Do you get what I'm saying? Even though, like I said, I'm from a loving and caring family, right? I felt alone because there was nobody that I could speak to about my struggles of doing the path which nobody around me does, right? Especially when your parents see their family friends go university, going, studying, graduating, etc. Especially when they see all of those and they see the son not doing much, right? To them, that's like the epitome of humanity, right? And they see the son not doing it. I'll be completely honest with you guys, like it was tough. So yeah, it was one of the most toughest things. That's one thing that I want to kind of, the first lesson is, if you are somebody who wants to do something for themselves and they don't really have a backbone, like a support backbone behind them, where like their parents, etc., don't support them, don't take it personal. As like your family hates you, your family done this, is because, like I said, number one, they haven't seen you do it before, right? And number two, they haven't got any references, right? But the main thing is to keep going. Like, I believe most people fail on the first time or the second time, right? You might as well fail on something that you love to do rather than fail on something that you don't want to do, right? Because at least it doesn't count as a failure. It doesn't count like you're wasting the time. I can fail my business right now. My business can go bankrupt and I will not regret a single thing. Why? Because I love what I do. I absolutely love what I do. I wake up in the morning, there's nothing that I'll rather be doing, right? So even if I fail, it's fine. Whereas if I fail doing something that I don't want to do, I'll be completely pissed off, right? So that's the first thing. It's like, just if it's something that you love, it's something that you really want to do, it's something that your heart is telling you to do, do this in your young age, just do it, right? Even though you may not have your parents' support, as long as, every single household is different. If they don't kick you out of the house, or, if they don't do extreme, they're just disappointed in you, which is going to sting. It's going to sting because for me, I want to get my validation from my dad, right? For me, I want to my main validation from my dad. Like if my dad's happy, I'm happy, right? And my dad is upset, I'm going to my dad disappointed in me. Is one of the worst things I can ever have as a person, right? There's nothing else that make me more upset than seeing my dad upset, right? So they're going to be upset no matter what, right? Especially because, like I said, so it's going to hurt a little bit. It's going to hurt. But just keep it going because there's always light at the end of the tunnel. There's always light at the tunnel where they're going to see the success and they're going to be proud of you one day. Right? Whether you're a son or a daughter, doesn't matter. No, there's no kind of difference, right? So it may even be a lot harder than for you guys. But honestly, just keep it going, right? Keep it, like I said, if there's no extreme example where they might kick you out of the house or whatever, just keep it going, right? At the end of the day, because you're going to prove them wrong, right? That's the mentality I had back then. I was like, cool. You don't believe in me? You don't believe that I can do this? You don't support me? You don't kind of support me in the same way that if I went to university, you support me then? Cool, I'll just prove you wrong, right? And that's what really pushed me. Like, I took it personal, right? I know I said before, I don't take it personal, but my parents don't believe in me in the beginning of my journey. I took that personal, right? Because they'll try to compare me to other people who are doing great university. And I took that so personal. Right? Because in my head, I felt like I was smarter than everybody, right? That's just the delusion and the self-confidence that I had. I just believed I belonged somewhere better, right? So my parents kind of comparing me to these guys. Come, I'll show you, right? So I kind of told my parents, listen, I'll make a deal. Give me 1 year to prove to you and prove to myself and prove to everybody that I'm built for this entrepreneurship game. Give me 365 days to prove to you why I'm worthy of this business game, right? And they're like, okay, cool, I'll give you 1 year. We're not gonna give you any more hassle, because before that I was getting hustle almost every single day, right? So I had 1 year to make it work and prove to my parents why I shouldn't go back to university, or I shouldn't retake my A levels, or I should retake everything, because like I said, I failed everything, right? So I took that year and I did not waste a single day. I probably didn't waste, like, I was waking up in the morning at 8 a.m. I was sleeping at 3 a.m. I was working every single day. Imagine going from zero, right? In 1 year. Luckily it works, right? Right, speaking to you guys. But yeah, back then I had 1 year to prove, right? And I said that, they didn't force me to say it. I said that, right? Because I felt like I needed them to see, okay, I needed to give me the respect that I deserve, right? For me to do that is let the action talk, right? And the best way to do that is to let your actions do the talking. Because beforehand, I would persuade my parents, I'll speak to them, I'll have like 12 conversation, but they still haven't changed their mindset. The worst thing you can do is second thing. The worst thing you can do as somebody who wants to build a business and is from a traditional household is don't try to force your parents for them to understand your point of view, right? Don't do that. That'll probably be the biggest time waste of your life. Like the amount of hours I wasted trying to speak to my parents. They're like, yo, like I do this and I do this. I try to explain to them how life is, how things work and etc. My dreams, my plans. Like you could just tell that they're just listening because I'm their child. But like they didn't really care. I'll be completely honest with you, they didn't really care. So it's because I had nothing to show for it, right? And I don't blame them. I had nothing to show for it. It's like, yeah, cool, I could talk, but let's talk my action. Let me actually show you guys what I'm worthy. What I can actually do. So 1 year, I remember it was, I didn't even have 1 year, I had like probably 10 months. So it was February. I remember in February, I was like, listen, I'm not gonna celebrate my birthday. And then I just started building. I started posting content. I started going on social media. I started kind of push the content. I was posting content on Snapchat for about 70 times a day. Building a community, connecting with people, traveling, doing this. I didn't really have that much money anyways. So I was spending everything that I have on kind of like learning new skills, acquiring new stuff, etc. At the end of the 1 year, I built a business and I made, I think, about 7K. My most I made probably in November. Of literally the final month of the year, final month of the contract, I made 7K in a month. I show my parents, listen, I show my bank accounts, listen, I've got 8K and 9K in my account, right? I can now take care of myself. That's when they show me the respect. That's when they knew they were like, cool, you're doing something, right? In 1 year, in one single year, right? So I have this tendency of myself, it's like I just put so much pressure on myself on purpose. I don't need to put pressure on myself. To this day, I still keep that same mentality. I keep putting pressure on myself because I take things personally. Like I don't want them to kind of look at me in the same way as the people they're trying to compare me to. That's just the mentality I had. I don't want them to look at me the same way that they try to compare me to other people. Because other people now, they look at me now and they ask me for advice such as the same people, right? So I don't want them to kind of ever try to compare me to anybody else, because I believe I'm just I'm going to be one of the greatest people in my generation, right? But like I said, I can talk the talk, but it's like I need to walk the talk, right? So for you guys, I'll let my action do the talking the same way I've done for my parents. So yeah, and then from there, they just gave me respect I deserve. They gave me respect I deserve. They allowed me to do what I do. And then 2 years went by, 3 years went by, and we're probably in the third year of my journey. And my parents feel proud of me. My mom and my dad, they understand. You know what I'm saying? They understand it now. So they understand that there's a whole world out there. There's a whole world out there. Imagine this. My dad 2 weeks ago, he was showing me a reel. He showed me like a TikTok or something, right? And it was the chef making money. Because my dad's a chef, right? He was showing me the chef selling courses or selling something, whatever. And he was like, oh, there's people making money out here. Can you help me do the same? This is my dad. My dad who didn't know anything about online money. He didn't know anything about like monetizing your skills or monetizing what you have, etc. And he's asking me, like, that to me was crazy, right? And for him to also understand that, tell me that, there's people out there. And then another conversation I had with him, he was like, he was asking me, Waleed, the path you're in is the right path. Because we speak to people and their kids who go to university and not have a job after for a couple of years, right? And you look at me kind of doing X amount a month or X amount a year, and you're like, wow, like you're doing something right. Keep going. Guys, this is my dad. You're like, this is my dad. You get what I'm saying? Like, that was crazy to me. It's like, I changed the whole mindset. I changed the whole worldview. I changed how parents think about this business stuff at a young age. This doing stuff, not going to university. I changed them, right? I changed the whole mindset. But I didn't change them for me talking. I changed them for my actions. I changed them. I changed the mentality on what I do and how I do it and my seriousness, right? I love the game. right? There's a meme. It's like, I love the game, right? But there's one thing you can't do is you can never cheat the game. The game will always remove the serious people. You can never ever cheat the game. So I always give respect to the game, right? I study, I work, I stay humble, I keep working. I always study the greats, right? Cheating the game means thinking you're the best of everybody, thinking you're smarter than everybody, right? Don't mistake that as self-confidence, right? You need to have confidence self, right? But deep down, you can't be too arrogant, right? Me, I'm the most humble guy. You probably me. Like, I will speak to 17. I will like, doesn't matter who I speak to, I always try to learn from them, right? But you can't compare me to other people because I believe in my head, I'm a great guy. I'm a great man. I believe, I'm destined for greatness. So that's kind of what it is. So to this day, my parents give respect I deserve. And yeah, everything's kind of going good. And the tendency, and when I had 1 year to prove to my family and myself that I'm built for the entrepreneurship game, that same mentality, that same habit still stays with me to this day. There's nobody, you can ask every single one of my friends, every single person who's been around me, right? They will tell you most likely the same thing. They'll tell you, Walid's an action taker. Walid doesn't waste time on the Italian. Walid doesn't waste time on planning too much. Walid is an action taker, right? And that's just something that probably I built from, literally force myself and putting the pressure on myself to prove to my parents, like I said, that I'm worthy of building a business and that I'm worthy of not going to university and doing the traditional path that they want me to do. So yeah, and then like just some side benefits is that my sisters now, like I said, they can build a business at a young age. My parents will never put them through what I went through, right? Which is kind of, it's kind of rigged, I can't lie to you guys. But either way, it's like they can never, they can build anything, and my parents have a reference. Before, they didn't have a reference, which is why they were so against me, what I do. But now they have a reference. Now they kind of know that, okay, cool, there's a whole world out there that we don't know. They can just compare, they can be like, okay, well, you done this, good luck. Whereas before, when I was doing it, it was hell. It was hell, but it's just a game, right? It's just the consequences. Like, you got to pay the price. Nothing comes easy. Do you know what I'm saying? And I never expected that to happen. Like, I expected stuff to go calmly, but nah, it was a journey. That's why, like, building a business is easy. Building a business is one of the easiest things you could do because everybody knows what to do. There's so much information out there. The hardest thing is the mentality. The hardest thing is, even though when your parents are telling you don't do it, you can't do it, you still keep going. Even though when you haven't made money in 6 months, you know what I'm saying, you feel like a failure, you keep going. That's the mentality, right? Even though, let's say your friends are all making 100K deals or 50K a month or 70K a month, but you're stuck on 2K, 3K a month, but you believe in yourself so much that you still keep going. That's what separates the great people and the stagnant people, right? That's what separates the two people, right? And I feel like I said, you can never cheat the game. In the next 3-4 years, a lot of people are going to get taken out, right? And the people who are going to be staying and the people who are going to survive the business game and the game, they're the ones that kind of, have the mentality to keep pushing through, right? But yeah, and lastly, I just want to talk about this like little one more thing that was coming to my head is be careful speaking money with your parents. Be really careful because it's really easy to make money and speak with your parents and tell them how much money you made, whatever. Depends what household is. I've heard horrible stories, but it's really important to keep a lot of stuff yourself. Don't try to speak what you want to do, etc., to your parents or to your family, because at the end of the day, if they don't understand the level you're playing at, they're gonna feed doubt in your head. If they feed doubt in your head, subconsciously it's gonna stay, right? So if you have a project, if you have anything to kind of work on, keep it to yourself, man, because you don't want anything to remove that. You don't want anything to get into psyche at all. Keep strong, keep it going. Honestly, if you have a dream, if you have a goal, if you have aspirations, and if you have, like I said, from a traditional household, keep going, right? Prove your parents wrong, prove your family wrong, right? Show them why you're worthy of respect. Your parents are not going to give you respect if they haven't seen what you do. Just normal, right? It's just how it is. They love you, but they're not going to give you the respect. I didn't get the respect until I showed them that I can do what I do. Until I showed them that I'm really kind of like built for this. You know what I'm saying? I'm made for this. So until I show them, what I can do, then they get more respect that I deserve. Before, there wasn't much respect to what I do essentially because, like I said, they didn't see anything. All because of this video is more personal, but yeah, building a business has been one of the toughest things. So, but I'm lucky that alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah I got my family's support, and yeah, it's been tough, right? But yeah, that's really it. And yeah, that's really, love your family, etc. But don't take it personal. Take it personal to the point where it motivates you, but don't take it out on them. right? So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. There's the about to run out, so peace out, and yeah, bye bye. Oh yeah, click the subscribe button.